Okay, so now we're going to cover a technique that I've been doing since purple belt. I've been doing it for a long time. I've run into this situation a lot. And what's going to happen when you guys are playing this half guard shell is people start looking for their way inside of your frames. Okay, and like I said before, we want to stay close to the guy. We want to keep our elbow close to our knee. Okay, so you know, he may try to get his hand inside and you just keep cleaning this up and he doesn't find a way in. And a lot of times people, they'll start bringing this arm underneath of your leg. Okay, and a lot of times the reason they're doing this is because they want to get into like an over-under pass, something like this. But this is going to be very hard for Phil to do if I keep my elbow and my knee together. He may be able to get his arm inside, but he's not going to get his head through that space between my knee and my elbow, okay? Now, like I said before, if you're sleeping, you're not paying attention to the guy's shoulder, this is where the guy's just going to come in and grab your head. Once he grabs your head, you're in trouble, okay? So let's just always try to avoid that. Now, what I'm going to do to keep myself safe is as soon as he goes underneath of my arm, I'm going to try to shove his head over here, and you see how I'm kind of like getting my back away from him? So at this point, like if I can hold him here, he's not going to cross face me with this. If he starts to get his head back, well, I can always come back in and, you know, go back to my original position. But as soon as they go underneath of my leg, I always just shove the guy's head and get over here. So I'm safe from this arm. Now, with my free arm, I'm going to reach underneath and grab onto his tricep. Okay, now I'm going to use my leg like a pendulum and I'm going to pull and sit up. Okay, now when I sit up, I don't like to really go to the seatbelt right away. Okay, the reason is you see I haven't gotten my back up and over on Phil. Okay, so if you just grab the seatbelt right away, a lot of times the guy's going to bring this arm back through the middle and then you just end up getting underhooked and you get smashed, and that's not fun for anybody. So he goes underneath my arm, I shove his head over here and I get out of the way. I bring my free arm underneath and I hook, and I'm going to use my leg, like I said, like a pendulum. I'm going to sit up, yank his arm, and I always grab the guy's foot. Okay, here. Now I can take my arm, go behind his arm, and I can get up. Okay, and once I get up to my knee, now I can make a decision. Like, do I want to go to the seatbelt, or do I want to go like crotch lock and maybe look to take us back? You have a few options here, okay? But I don't like to like make a good move and then it all just comes apart and I'm in a worse position than I started in, okay? So here, okay, I'm just gonna shove his head as soon as he goes underneath my leg. So I shove his head over here. I take my free hand, I reach underneath and I hook. And then like I said, right away, I'm gonna kick through, boom, grab onto his ankle. And then, like I said, I like to reach this here behind so I can get up, okay? I can maybe look to take the guy's back from here. I like to go for the crotch lock. One of my favorite things to do right away is look for this crotch lock here. And sometimes you can pull the guy's like hip to you, pull him off their base. And then from here, if he starts trying to fight my hands, I'll get hold of his wrist and get hold of his forearm and I just staple his hips down to the mat. Then I'll bring my leg over and I like to shoot my arm through here. Okay, I get this little police lock on him and then I can go right into the rear naked choke. Gi or no gi, if you block that arm, a lot of times it's pretty easy to come in for the rear naked choke and finish.